There were a couple of people from the real people that they threw in for minor roles. Not even like not extras of just smaller roles in there. But that is one thing I thought, like the real people this is based on. How are they feeling about this portrayal? Because it's not flattering.
No, it really
at
is
all
not.
to anybody. But I gotta say, man, I just really adored this film. And one of the things I loved about it, outside of the performances and the writing and the characters, was just how it walked a great line between drama and comedy. And it was never goofy. It wasn't over the top, but it was that kind of, comedy that's just like of life and families that pushed it along, that kept it from being too heavy, but made it fun to watch.
See, I wouldn't even say comedy because,
it describes itself as a serious comedy.
Well, I see what you're saying, because it's like, look, life ain't that dramatic, even when it's like really bad, somebody's sitting around just being who they are and making it funny. I mean, life is just like that, and that's what this really seemed like. It just seemed like life, you know what I mean? And that's funny to me.
And for being a crack addict and kind of irresponsible and a dick, the way Christian Bale portrays Dickie, which I guess like the real Dickie, I could see the charm to him. I could see why people like having him around.
Sure.
It's just like if you had to depend on him, that shit gets old. But everybody has somebody in their family who does something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
not always to that extreme, but I just love just throughout the movie, so many places, I love the line that it walked.
He's that one colorful character that every family's got in it. That guy who's just like can hold court in a whole room, and then be like, "All right, give me some money. I'm gonna go get us some beer," and then he never comes back.
He's up there waiting all night.
Exactly.
Dickie? Probably not.
He's not coming back.
Hey, it's Dickie. That's what he
Dickie.
does.
And the thing is, I mean, and I like the way the movie like goes back and forth to try to make you guess what kind of people these are. I mean, you're like thinking, okay, are they pushing Mark Wahlberg into a fight that they don't think that he can handle because they believe him that much that he can handle it? Or do they just want to get paid? I mean, throughout a lot of the movie, you're just not sure what their personal stake is in the film. I mean, and Mark Wahlberg. And I guess one of the things that I probably didn't like about it is like when Mark Wahlberg starts hitting his stride, I mean, it's just like he's losing a fight. And I mean, it's just going on. Now, maybe this is the way it really is. I never saw the real fights, but it's just like he's just getting his ass beat. And all of a sudden, it's just kind of like, oh, yeah, I'm the hero of this film. Bam! Just knock somebody out.
I agree with you. I had problems with that too, because we've seen that technique that's going on there where they're like, oh, you tire him out. What you do, you let the bigger guy tire himself out. And, we've seen that done to great effect in the Rocky films. I mean, that's been a running
Muhammad
theme
Ali,
in
man.
those.
Muhammad Ali did the rope-a-dope thing.
But here is just like, I don't buy it here. It didn't sell at all. I was like, I don't think that's how that works, actually.
Yeah, as much as I love the film, the one thing I thought was like, well, the boxing scenes are a little weak. They're not bad, but they're just on the weak
Well,
side.
David Russell doesn't seem like he's really interested in the boxing side of all this story. And I mean, certainly most of the film is not about that. So when he actually gets to where he has to film a fight, it's almost like he wants to get it over with as quickly as possible.
Well,
and after you're waiting, the movie is really building up to that. Like it's this guy who you're never even sure is going to rise. But once he starts to, you're rooting for him like crazy. So, when you get the fight, you're expecting a little more. You're expecting some Sturm Drang. You're expecting some people beat the living shit out of each other in an impressive fashion. And in that sense, I don't think this movie really delivers.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I kind of like the boxing scenes. I see what you're saying, because I think I like them more than you do. I think because they filmed them that's what I liked about the last Rocky movie, is that the movie, now I don't know if this movie was shot with film or if it was shot high definition, but when they get into the boxing, it's either shot on, it's shot with a lower grain of digital. I mean, to make it look like it's a television fight. Sure. And I kind of like that. It makes it seem real to me. But yeah, David O. Russell, he lets his sound effects speak more for these fights than he actually does the tension of the fights.
And it could be, for all we know, if you were to watch footage of the actual fights, they could have just not been that exciting.
Sure.
Yeah, that's the thing too. I mean,
Well, it's exciting to me. It was probably the last white guy ever to hold a championship title. I don't know, but it sure seems that way. I think that's like the latest in history that we've seen for boxing films yet with the white guy. They don't make the boxing films about the black guys. Just HBO. They're the only ones who do that.
Yeah, we know where our money is. Nobody want to see. We
actually win the fights. We don't need a movie.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Wait, the white guy it's a movie. That's why.
Come on. The moment you see a black guy walk out during the credits, it's like, man, why am I even watching this? I know he's gonna win. I mean, now if you have two black guys walk out, we got a movie then. But I think it's cool that they again didn't try to make things look pretty, and that's one of the strongest things about this movie for me too. We're talking about all the citizens of this town who just look like shit, but I mean, even the boxing, they're like, okay, you know what? We're gonna make these look like. I mean, if you're up close, it's not going to be as glamorous as you think it is. I mean, they show like the chicks who like hold the numbers, like they're stumbling into the ring.
They're
Like, they just
bored.
they just look like one chick walks in there like she just been drinking. She just falls. She just got knocked out or something.
Well, all that just goes to like even strengthen the mood of like Mark Wahlberg back when he's losing. And you're just like, damn, this guy's such a loser. Even his ring chicks.
A loser, yeah. They had one guy, like two guys start fighting in the ring. Like there's another fight that takes place outside of the fight.
It's more exciting than the one.
Yeah, it's more exciting than the one there. Yeah, that seems like an even fight right there. But no, this is one of my favorite movies out right now, and I give this a big full price.
Well, I'm giving it a full price also because even though I said the boxing scenes are weak and they are as Cyrus pointed out, they aren't David O. Russell's focus, but everything else about it I love so much. And this is the time when we're seeing all the big Oscar movies, and I'm seeing a lot of great movies, but this is one of the great movies I'm seeing that I want to rewatch. I'm looking forward to watching it again sometime, and showing to people, like sitting down like, hey, come watch this with me.
Yeah.
Well, despite this being a film about a white boxer, I'm going to give it a low full price. What? I got to hold on to something here. Soon there will be barely, in a couple generations, there'll be barely any of us left. We'll all be cappuccino or mochaccino, rather.
Wow.
Anyway, not like I'm saying anything is important about that.
Yeah, what's
but
wrong with that?
Nothing's wrong with that. That's beautiful, man. That's beautiful. What's your daughter doing later? I think the strongest point of this movie is really the performances. I mean, everybody is so great in this film, except, and this isn't that he's bad, it's just that once again he's just playing himself as Mark Wahlberg, and I'm starting to get bored with that.
He's not spectacular. I mean, to me, I thought he was acting a little bit more than most films, like not The Departed, where he's actually really doing something. It's a little more than the standard, in neutral Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah,
but he's being outshone.
Well, yeah,
quite a
he's
bit.
definitely
the actress who played the mother.
I was gonna mention them, the mother and the father, Melissa Leo.
Yeah,
she's amazing.
No, she really is.
We just saw her in Welcome to the Rileys, and she played a completely different character than what we saw in this movie.
Unrecognizable.
Been more opposite.
Yeah, no. In Welcome to the Rileys, she's a very timid, disturbed woman and damaged woman. And this, she is just. She's a fucking
She's
bull.
a ball breaker.
Yeah, she is, man. And you almost admire that about it.
Yeah.
If only her priorities were like just a little bit better, she could be very effective for this guy.
Well, but a guy with the kind of earnestness, which is Mark Wahlberg's trademark, is just that straight-laced earnestness, because God knows he can't do comedy.
Right.
It was what this movie called for, sure, but it was glaringly obvious to me that he was the weakest link in the chain, performance-wise, watching it, and that actually really kind of hurt the film for me. But even so, it is a great movie. It's really well written. It's really well directed. It's a type of boxing story you don't see very often, and it is a low full-price film.
Yeah, and I agree with you. I didn't dislike Mark Wahlberg. I just said he's in a role where he can be Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah,
you're right. I mean, I accept Mark Wahlberg for nothing but Mark Wahlberg now. I mean that's a good thing. If he's doing
Mark Wahlberg as Mark Wahlberg in Mark Wahlberg the movie.
No, I got a new movie, and it's going to be all about me. I'm the main star. That's cool, man. You're going to blow everybody away. Who else is in it with you? Christian Bale.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, dude. I wouldn't look for any award nominations.
In fact, if Mark Wahlberg told me that I'm in this movie, where I get to play this guy, and I was like, man, I'm watching this movie right now. It's like I don't need to go see this. You're right here in front of me. But no, we didn't mention that other guy, Jack McGee, who
played the dad, who was great on Rescue Me,
and was always hunting down the Incredible Hulk.
What?
Don't make me angry, Mr. McGee.
The character's name was
please, man. God damn. And
he didn't mention Batman even once. To be fair,
and it's got Christian Bale.
I know.
But you know what?
Good for you, Leon. Good for you.
But and those sisters, man, I have to give them credit.
For being ugly ass bitches.
I pray to God that the sisters in this movie that they are. That was some makeup effects or something.
I know. Right?
It's funny because they're like Marge Simpson's sisters, except it's 7 of them.
Yeah.
They're always together. None of them have a boyfriend at all.
Man, and I'm thinking too.
Not a glass slipper between them.
Yeah, you sit up here talking about you know, I wonder what these sisters feel about their portrayal in the movie. I wish there was if I was a director, I just hold up a mirror. They'd be like, I don't like the. Oh yeah. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if like we watched the actual fights and that's how like Irish Mickey Ward won some of these fights. It's like the
sisters jumping in.
Yeah, the boxer, he's boxing, he just looks over in the corner and sees all those ugly girls like, damn, bam.
Hey, those girls used to be beautiful. The problem is they fight a lot too.
Could be, that's scrappy.
Mick, nobody's got heart like you. You're a very talented fighter. I want to give you a real shot. Make one last run at this thing before it's too late.
What about my brother? He's taught me everything I know. I can't do it without him.
With all due respect, it's too much trouble.
Dickie, get on the ground right now!
He's a fighter! Break his hand!
Nick, I was doing it for you.
You did it for me? What, this? Do me a favor, don't get nothing for me no more, okay?
You ready for a title shot? Not a stepping stone anymore.
He's using you.
Well, I'm his blood. I'm his family.
You're crazy.
I'm the one fighting. Not you, not you, and not you. This is my shot at the title. I won't get another one after this.
Mickey has a chance to do something that I never did, and he needs me.
Okay, I'll see you in Mickey's corner.
This is your time. I haven't been coming like Bloyd. You don't have to.
You're Mickey Ward. You're Mickey Ward.